very much, sir. Good evening, beautiful people. You're looking really beautiful. It feels as if you guys are not going through the night. You're looking really good. Like saying I'm morning, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much, Mr. Linus and team, for putting such a wonderful event. This event is needed for this time and this season, trust me. A lot of people, most especially young people like us seated here, are in a place in their lives that they need some form of solutions, direction, and also answers to certain questions. And I strongly believe that this is one of such platforms that will bring that kind of solution. Are we together? In years back, like when we were growing up, our parents used to tell us that they don't used to hear about suicide so rampantly like it is right now in this time and period. All right, maybe our elders here will probably attest to that. You know, the level at which suicide is very rampant right now is really something to be worried about. And the sad thing, the statistics are majorly young people. Majorly. All right. So it means that as young people, we are in a place where we need some kind of help. And I believe strongly that this is one of such. My name is Pankes Istifanus Tamtu, and I'm also known as Surgeon. I'm a music producer and audio engineer. I'm also a talent help. One of the things that I do as a talent help is to be able to help young people like myself to discover their God-given talent, to be able to develop what God has given to them, and to be able to deploy and maximize what God has given to them. That's one of the major things that I do as a talent help. And today I'm going to be talking on a topic: how as creatives we can deal with funding challenges. But I would want to widen the scope a bit, all right? I know fully well that we have majority young people here, so some might probably not be creative, creative in the sense of, in quote, all right? Because I strongly believe that everybody is creative, all right? But maybe majorly you're not actively involved in some kind of creative industry, all right? Probably yours is maybe in the sports, maybe yours is business, tech and the rest of them, all right? But I know that every one of us as young people, we have ideas, we have visions. There are things that we want to do and to achieve. Am I right? Am I right? Do we have young people here with vision? Yeah. All right. The Bible says that the young what? The young shall see. Shall see what? I feel like we don't get church people for here. The Bible says that the young shall see vision, but the old will what? Will dream dreams. So if you are here and you're not having a vision, it means that you are old. Though. You get it? It means that you're old. All right. So, but that's not what I'm going to be talking about. I'm talking about funding as a challenge for young people with ideas. Sorry, allow me to widen the scope. My scope is actually creatives, but I believe strongly that what I carry today, what I bring to share, will impact to other people who are not creatives. All right. Now, you will agree with me that a lot of dreams and visions, were sort of like laid to rest because of funding. All right. Do I have people here who have ideas that are struggling to be able to get fundings here and there yet to? You're here? Okay. We don't have productive people in the house. Okay. I think my topic is the wrong one. People who are here don't have a funding problem. All right? Yes. Okay, so maybe you don't have a funding problem right now, but subsequently in the future, probably you might. All right? So maybe this might be handy for you someday, or probably you might help somebody who will need it someday. All right, are we together? Now, I want you to understand that there is nobody in this world that has a funding problem. Let me rephrase. Nobody in this world has a money problem. Nobody. That idea that you have, sir, man, that you think that you are looking for money to put it and all of that, so funding is the problem, right? I'm here to tell you that that's not your problem. What you have problems with is a knowledge problem, not a funding problem. Let me give you an instance. Sorry, please, let me use this mark. Sorry. What is this? This is water, all right? What brand of water is this? Swan. How do you know? It's label, right? If I take this label out of this bottle, right? What water will it be? What water? It's still Swan, right? But how do you know now that it's still Swan? Packaging. If the label is not here.
Packaging.
Without the packaging, you will know it's what? It's just water. So what makes this water Swan? The label, right? The branding, the packaging. Are we together? So we're going somewhere. I'm going to take you to where I'm headed. All right? So the only reason why you know that this is Swan is what? The branding and the packaging. And that is what? Knowledge. Are we together? Knowledge. It's because you know. That is why. If I bring somebody who does not know what this is, it's coming from somewhere. All right? And probably the person doesn't know how to read. Right? If I ask the person what this is, the person might probably call something else for me. Why? Because the person doesn't know. Let me drive it a bit more closer. If I am looking for 100,000 to start a business, right? And I know that if I come to this, my brother here, he can be able to give me that money, right? Do I have a money problem? Do I? If I know that if I come to this person, I'm going to get that money, do I have a money problem? Good. So, scratch it. Another instance. I hope I'm driving something, all right? If I have a business idea, something I want to do, and I need ₦1 million to be able to do that, all right? I need 1 million, but I don't know where to get ₦1 million. What problem do I have? I have a knowledge problem. Do you understand the point? What I have is not a money problem. I have a knowledge problem. Where to get the money? Are we together? So a lot of times as young people, whom God has given us ideas and have given us visions in life, all right, our problem is not money. Our problem is knowledge. And so when you have the right knowledge, money naturally will come to you. Do you get the point? If I know that I'm going to be able to get money from this guy, I have solved the entire problem. All I need to do is to be able to know how I can locate this man, right? I will get the money. So funding has never been the problem. Never. And it will never be. The problem we always have is knowledge. Are we together? So quickly, I'm just going to share a few things that might probably help us. As young people who God has given us certain abilities to be able to do things. That God has given us talent. And we are hoping that we are going to be able to deploy this talent. Are we together? So do we agree that we don't have a money problem? Good. All right, good. So what we need is what? Knowledge on how to be able to. Let me give you an instance. Two friends in this town have been doing music productions for close to like 20 years. I started quite early. I'm really a young person. I'm just privileged to actually start quite early, right? And one of the I myself used to be an active musician. One of the things that kept us down was because we didn't have the right information. We always believed that it was money that we had. We had a money problem. We didn't know that what we actually have was an information problem. Now, recently, just like last year, 2 people I have worked with in this town, right, were able to get certain kind of knowledge that they were able to reach out to some people who needed their services as artists to propagate their own vision, right? 2 of them are spoken word artists. If I mention their name here, you would know them, all right? But I'm not giving the opportunity to do that, so I wouldn't call their names. But I'm telling you a true fact, right? Their entire project was sponsored by somebody. Why? Because they're able to get a new knowledge that is able to position them in a place where some people are willing to pay. Do you understand? To be able to use what they have to propagate their own vision. And so by so doing, they are able to handle the entire cost for whatever they needed. You know, they paid the studio sessions, they paid them to do the projects, they are promoting the project for them, they are not spending a dime. While on the other hand, there are tons of artists in this town that are not even able to enter a studio, you know, and do a beat. Do you get it? Because they don't have money in gold. All right, so my job this evening is to be able to help us, to be able to see things in a bit more different way. I believe that these informations will be helpful. All right, so the first on my list is forget about funding, create, start. What is that thing that you have? What's that vision that you have? My brother, Mr. Linus, I was fortunate to be in the very beginning, the first event. The hallway he used is not a nice hall. I'm not going to call the name. If you are there, you know what I'm saying. You know, it wasn't a nice place. It's not as beautiful as this. There wasn't even colored lights like this. There wasn't decoration like this, you know, at all. But he chose to start. Look, starting anything entirely, anything, any idea is more important than funding. And starting is totally dependent, all right, funding rather, sorry, is totally dependent on starting. I don't know if you get my point. Look, a lot of people that you know that are big, that you see and you admire, you don't want to know how they started. Some of them started with virtually nothing. But what? They started. So my point exactly is, you have to understand the priorities. Some of you here are unable to start that vision. Why? Because you're waiting for funding to come for you to start. That is not the way it is supposed to be. You're supposed to start trusting that funding will come, not the other way around. Look, if you are waiting for money, trust me, there is every tendency that you will never do anything in this life. Never. Look, let me tell you a principle, show you a principle even about with God. How did God created the world? What was it that was available that God created the entire thing that we see? God used nothing to create everything. I just pray you will get it. Bro, start. It doesn't have to be all rosy. You see, the way this one did glamorous like that, you so make your own events, make your show like this. Bro, don't worry. Start. Start. If it means you are going to start outside, under the sun, Two people will go on, maybe your girlfriend and your mother. Start, bro. Start. Start. Start, bro. Start. Start. Amen. It is it is when you start, then you begin to what? Build systems that can help you attract some kind of resources. Look, that's my friend there, right? There are a lot of things that we have done in this town. Now only God knows how we take runner, what we runner. Do you get it? We did a lot. Nobody believed in anything that we're doing. Do you get? But not to blow our horns, right? We're already doing some kind of jobs for some kind of people, even state government jobs. We are now doing. But that is only possible because we decided to start. Do you understand? And somebody, because we started, somebody saw capacity and saw that this is something I can put my money in. Look, you have to understand that people don't fund nothing. Thank you, Mommy. People don't fund nothing. So start. Start. Then the next thing is build value. Look, let me give you an instance. Or rather, let me try to explain something. If I have resources and I'm looking for people that I want to maybe not even invest, I just want to support what they are doing. All right? I just have so much money, I want to support some young people or just people generally. All right? Sir, do you think I can carry my hard-earned money and just give because you're doing something? I need you to think about it. So now we are moving from doing something to doing something valuable. These are two different things. That you are doing a thing does not necessarily mean that that thing is actually valuable. Are we together? So make sure that whatever it is that you are doing, you want to start doing, start with the mentality of value in it. Look, value attracts. Value attracts. One of the challenges that a lot of us are having with a funding problem is that what we are doing is not so valuable enough that people will want to believe to put money in it or support you in whatever way. I don't know, but I'm sure that there are some things that you got, right, for this event that probably you did not pay for it. I am 100% sure. And why is that? People are able to look at what you're trying to do and they saw value in it and they want to attach to value. Everybody is connected like that. Let me give you an instance. Have you ever seen people, right? You see a lot of people when they are doing graduations, they go to their friends' graduations and then they do pictures with them. Our friend is doing graduation. Have you ever seen anybody who their friend was expelled from school? Then they went there to do selfie and say, our friend. Nobody wants to attach themselves with some form of failure in any way. So what you are doing, what is the value of what you are actually doing? How does it impact other people? If I put my money in it, how does it add value to any other person? You get the point, sir? So work on value system. How do I build this from a value standpoint? So that when people see what I am doing, it's easier for people to be able to remove their money or their service or their ideas, their experiences, and be able to contribute. Are we together? Collaboration and exchange values. Let me give you an instance. Okay, not this shirt, right? Like I'm not wearing anything. There's an artist of mine. he is into sales of clothes, right? So what he does is, he comes to me and says, okay, I know the kind of things that you like, right? I'm going to bring you good stuff, then you produce for me. I'm heading somewhere, right? I'll say, okay, no, fine, I'm good. So he will quantify, he knows how much I charge, so he will quantify the stuff that he wants to bring for me, equating to that particular amount I will charge, right, for production. So he will give me value, right? I will give him value, right? A lot of us here do not know how to operate and exchange value for value. Everything for you is money, money, money. And that is the problem. And that's the major problem that we sometimes have as vision carriers, as idea people, as creatives. There are a lot of things that you carry that you don't need to pay for it, that you don't need to pay for it. There is a value that you have that you can exchange for that thing, for somebody who needs that value and keeps you going. Do you understand the point? Some of us, the ideas that we have, some of the ideas that we have does not require money. You just need to get somebody who do you understand, have a need for that particular thing, and you can exchange. And that vision has started going already. Are we together? In those days, they used to call it trade by barter. And look for what you need, and life goes on. Do you get the point? Look, a lot of successful people that you know, in every facet of life, this is one of their major currency. They do a lot of collaborations. They do a lot of exchange of values. What do I have that I can give to you that you can add value to me? So I'll take what you have and I give what you have. Do you understand? Then a lot of us also don't understand the place of collaborations. Sometimes we think that every idea that you have, I have to be the one that owns the answer. No. Sometimes you have an idea, right? But this guy has funding. You collaborate. So the reason why you're not able to have resources that you are supposed to put into doing this is because you want to own everything. I am the idea person, I am the CEO, I am the